You're watching KPIX TV. Now, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sydney Kuhara. It is 7 a.m. on this Saturday morning, the 14th day of June. It's Flag Day. During our next 90 minutes, an author will tell us why work is like high school, filled with the same bullies, cheerleaders, and teachers' pets, and how you can be the one most likely to succeed. Need some summer... Welcome back, everyone. Well, you might think you didn't learn a lot in high school, but at least one author believes that high school is actually a great training ground for the workplace. Jack Dougherty has co-authored the book Most Likely to Succeed at Work. How work is just like high school, and he joins me this morning. Jack, good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
What kind of guy were you in high school? You look like a kind of buttoned-up sort of student council president type. Am I right?
No, I wish I would have been. I was more like the rebel and class clown mix. In fact, I had the dubious honor of being voted class clown in an all-boys school with 120 students, which I'm still proud of as being the best honor I've ever won.
Well, great. So how did you decide to write a book like this?
Well, one of the things my partner and I started looking at as we were writing this book was the whole notion that as we looked around workplaces, and we've been in a lot of them, we realized that it's a mistake to confuse growing old with growing up. And if you look around the typical workplace, the typical Monday morning staff meeting, it's the same everywhere. The boss comes in who's just like the teacher, and all of a sudden everybody springs into action. The class clown is making a joke. The brown nose, remember Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver? Well, all grown up, they're still in the workplace, sucking up to the boss. The teacher's pets, you know, volunteering for all the big assignments. All these different types come into play.
You call your book Crib Notes for Getting Along When Getting Ahead Amidst Bullies, Teachers' Pets, Cheerleaders, and Other Members of the Class. So tell me about some of these guys and how you can use those people and work with them like you had to do in high school. The bullies or the cheerleaders or the guys who brown nose or with teachers' pets.
Exactly. Well, I mean, one of the things is as you look at, you know, we have all of these thousands of Bay Area graduates this month. And the good news is that high school is finally over. The bad news is that high school is never over. And when you start looking at how to get along at work, you know, if you survived an organization as cruel and complex as high school, you're going to do great at work. There's a couple basic rules.
Okay.
One of them is play nice. Sounds simple, it's not. I mean, if you think about it, most people's career problems are not performance related. I have not yet met anyone who was fired because they said, I wasn't smart enough to do the work. They have people problems, not performance problems. So the first thing is that we talk about in our book is learn to get along with people. The second thing we talk about is learn to pay attention to the culture you're in and learn how to fit in. Because if you're in a place that shares your values, you're not going to feel like a conformist. You're going to feel like you're finally among your people.
Even if you don't like your coworker or you don't like your boss, just be nice and be professional.
Exactly.
And move on.
Exactly. And one of the things we talk about is how to give yourself a reputational makeover at work. And a lot of us, you know, our premise is that your personality from high school haunts you in many ways for the rest of your life. Now that can be a good thing. Think about National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice. I mean, I can see her at 15 with her hand shooting straight up into the air, A student, teacher's pet, pleasing everybody, and I can see her there and I can see her now. She has a good reputation that's haunted her. She doesn't need to change it. There are other people that come to mind. I can think of one who was an underachiever party animal who really transformed himself into a straight arrow class president, and his name is George W. Bush. So you really can give yourself a makeover. What you have to do is dial up the skills that help you and dial down the ones that are hurting you.
Okay, for certain, be nice. Quickly, just one piece of sample advice. If you've got a boss that is a bully or a gossip, quickly some advice to besides being nice.
If it's your boss, you can learn how to disarm them. In the book, we give you some techniques on how to deal with them, or get away from them.
Okay, sometimes it's better just to leave then.
Exactly. Get out of the department if you love the company. Get out of the company if this person's terrorizing you.
Well, it sounds like this is one of those books that you can actually laugh at. It's one of those self-help, and you laugh, but you learn a lot.
We tried to make it a blend of Dilbert meets the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We like to think it's a comic business self-help book.
Okay, Most Likely to Succeed at Work, How Work is Just Like High School by Jack Dougherty and Wilma Davidson. Tell me, do you meet people from high school and you see them and they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe how you turned out?
I'm going to my 20th reunion in September, and I can't wait to test all of these theories on my friends.
Well, maybe we'll have you back and we'll find out how that went. Jack Dougherty, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Sydney.
Next week in this time slot.